This week on GamePron News, we're up to our eyeballs in betas as plans are revealed to let you test Diablo 3, Battlefield 3, Glitch and Unstoppable Gorg. Valve acts in a completely uncharacteristic manner, promising to release Dota 2 earlier than expected. THQ announces a new developer for the Homefront franchise, the Mass Effect movie is back in the headlines, retro fans rejoice as Out of This World celebrates its 20th anniversary, and Grasshopper Manufacture takes us out to the ball game with splattertastic results. Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen. It certainly was the week for beta releases and announcements, with some big names announcing their pre-release plans over the past 7 days. Blizzard has raised the lid on the clickfest that is Diablo 3, inviting select members of the public into the closed beta for the game. The test includes part of Act 1 and the ability to play as any of the 5 hero classes. You'll also go head to skull against the dreaded Skeleton King and provide useful feedback to the development team. Invitations started going out on Tuesday, but be careful. Nefarious types are well aware that every man and his dog wants a code, so there's more than the usual number of scam emails doing the rounds. To find out if you're in, log into Battle.net to see if Diablo 3 has popped up in your games list. Also on Tuesday, Electronic Arts and DICE asked gamers to go beyond the call, revealing that the Battlefield 3 open multiplayer beta would be kicking off on September 29th. Set on the Parisian Operation Metro map, you'll be exploring lush parks, vibrant streets and a dark, bombed-out metro station. PC gamers who pre-ordered Battlefield 3 through Origin will get early access to the beta, and if you pre-ordered the limited edition of Medal of Honor on any platform, that'll get you a head start too. The beta version of Battlefield 3 will be available on PS3, Xbox 360 and PC, and with just less than a month before the game's release, this would be a good time to check out if your machine can handle it. For a slight change of pace, while quirky cartoon MMO Glitch is still in beta, it has taken a huge leap towards an official release as gamers had their in-game lives reset this week. All progress was lost, all belongings scattered to the winds, and hard-earned skills, occurrence and achievements are all gone. But for the most part, gamers are happy. After close to 1 million collective hours of beta testing, developer TinySpec says that Glitch is just a few more days of testing away from launch. Nearly lost among all of this noise, FutureMark also announced its plans for a closed beta version of Unstoppable Gorg. Not one to be deterred, they sent us over a vintage newsreel to share with you.
New York, the scene of an unprecedented newsreel record as President Culver addresses world leaders. Lowell's Planet X, discovered beyond the orbit of Neptune. Celebration turns to panic with news that the inhabitants of fearsome race called the Gorg have launched a vast armada. Liftoff as satellites are sent to defend mankind's outposts on the moon, Mars, Jupiter, and beyond. Across the solar system, preparations are made to protect Earth from the relentless march of the Gorg. President Culver tells reporters there can be only one response to the Gorg threat. It's war.
Unstoppable Gorg is a tower defense style game set in space and inspired by classic vintage science fiction from the 40s and 50s. If you want in, head to the FutureMark forums or the Unstoppable Gorg Facebook page and sign up. Have you got the guts? In addition to all of that, there was also the limited beta release for League of Legends Dominion, and PlayStation 3 gamers joined in the pre-release action on Call of Duty Elite. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. But in other news, Valve has heard your demands and is bringing the release of Dota 2 forward. There's still been no actual dates mentioned, and the game is currently in invite-only beta, but IceFrog took to the blog revealing that the company's plans have changed. He explains that originally the team wanted to spend the next year or so in beta until the game was at a level of parity with the original Dota. But impatient gamers have been champing at the bit, they just want to play the game now, even if it's not technically finished. So, there's a new plan. Valve is going to take the current version of Dota 2 with the international set of heroes and get it out there as fast as they can. Then, once it's in the hands of the public, Valve will continue to add new features and increase the number of heroes, because that's just the dumb thing. While talking about Valve and Dota 2, it's only fair to show you the company's brand new logo as featured in the Dota 2 intro. It's the classic open your mind image with a subtle change. Let's see if you can pick it. Congratulations also to Steam for celebrating 35 million users this week. Hopefully you won't terrify all of them with that decidedly creepy bit of animation. Nobody was really surprised that THQ was planning a sequel for Homefront. Everybody was surprised, however, at their choice of developer. The game is currently in the works at Crytek, with a release window of early 2014. Both companies seem quite happy with the arrangement, with Shivat Yearly from Crytek describing Homefront as a really strong universe with a lot of potential. The original Homefront, out earlier this year, didn't do too badly for itself, but that didn't stop THQ from closing down developer Chaos. At the time, future development on the franchise was earmarked for the company's new Montreal studio, so we're not quite sure what they'll be working on now instead. Meanwhile, the Mass Effect movie is back in the headlines as Legendary Pictures publishes a Q&A from its Comic-Con panel with BioWare. While most of the answers were on the theme of "it's too early to tell," there were a couple of gems tucked away in there. We've now been told that Seth Green will not play the Joker. Actually, there's no information at all on potential casting. The film will be a completely new story, not something adapted from the plot of the games, and that Commander Shepard will be taking a starring role. That's Commander John Shepard, unfortunately. In the blog post, Legendary also revealed that, as a company, it loves Daft Punk. Make of that what you will. Now, if you were playing games back in the early 90s, you would be very familiar with Another World. If you lived in North America, you'd be more familiar with Out of This World, by the way. Recently, it's been in the news as the earlier game by that guy who did From Dust, and one of the cinematic platformers that has inspired the upcoming adaptation of The War of the Worlds. Now though, the game is in the headlines for reasons all of its own. To celebrate its 20th anniversary, Another World is back. It's been optimised to suit the Retina display of both the iPhone and iPad Touch, and we're told it's also been revamped to fit young gamers' expectations. You can play with either a classic D-pad or the intuitive touch controls, and switch between the original graphics and the new HD revamp at any time. The music and sound effects have been 100% remastered, and there are 3 new difficulty modes, where difficult is actually equal to the original game. Complete with 13 achievements and support in 5 languages, and of course with Eric Chahi's blessing, Another World is available in the App Store right now. And finally this week, we've finally gotten our hands on the TGS short teaser trailer for Grasshopper Manufacture's upcoming game, Diabolical Pitch. It is, appropriately, a little odd. Suda51 has confirmed that he did come up with the idea for the game, but has since handed development over to another team. This is Grasshopper's first Kinect-enabled release, due out on Xbox Live by the end of the year. Till next week, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is GamePron News.